seen anything like that. No good. Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
The band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk to sports and other stuff like pudding. Made some chocolate pudding yesterday, but squeezing it out of my butt. In fact, I make at least 2 bowls of chocolate pudding a day. I'm Roy Harder, and here's your host, Dave McDonald. I should have read the freaking intro before.
You must always read the introductions that you are responsible for. It's as if you don't write your own introductions and someone else does. Someone with red hair who likes to set you up as a lunatic. What?
Have you ever proofread anything you've ever written? I
No.
made some chocolate pudding yesterday,
Nothing.
but squeezing it out of my butt. That makes no sense whatsoever.
I made chocolate pudding by squeezing it out of my butt. You see, it's like showing that you're a crazy lunatic who is shitting.
He shits.
But, well, hold on, mister. The guest always has to be announced. Jesus fucking Christ, Robert. Tell these guests what to do. Now, it's like you're a fucking sick weirdo who shits and you're thinking you're creating chocolate pudding. I understood it.
Sorry,
Apparently,
Dan.
so did our guest, who is one of the tallest comedians you'll ever see. Ladies and gentlemen, Stevie Lewis!
Hey, Dave, you didn't yell at Bronx Johnny like that last week. I know that for.
No, I couldn't go too loud because I popped out my own microphone on the Bronx Johnny introduction. I went so Vince McMahon on Bronx Johnny that I fucking popped out my mic. So I have to go to like a solid 8. But Stevie Lou, the great Stevie Lou.
I would just like to say that.
Lewis
Swiss.
is his comedy name, his professional name, Stephen Lewis, and you can see him all over the world. Twitter, he's at Stevie Lou Can't Lose, and he's got all kinds of projects and podcasts and things going on, and you can see him in the New York comedy scene as well, Stephen Lewis, but we know him by Stevie Lou. Stevie, how are you? Dave,
you gave me that name, Stevie Lou. That's a little something that I don't know if a lot of folks know. You know, it's like a nickname that I've had in the past, but I wasn't being called Stevie Lou specifically when I walked in the Compound Media, and then you were like, this guy's Stevie Lou over here.
Stevie Lou. So. That's right. I think we tried you out way back when on the East Side Dave show. We called you Mr. Bubbles.
That's correct. That is correct. And right. Do you know why you called me Mr. Bubbles? I can tell you that.
No. I have no memory. I'm shocked that I remembered that for 2 weeks into 2016, we called you Mr. Bubbles. That's actually shocking to me.
Did you watch the shows recently, the old episodes? So remember that?
No, you think I fucking watch or listen to anything I do? Zero.
No, but the reason why is because back then I was doing a lot of dabs. This is going back like 6 years ago. So I brought some sort of like bubbling dab rig. You know, I felt like I was ahead of the time there. You know, Robert's dabbing his brains off right now as we speak. I bet.
What's a dab? I mean, I know the dab.
It's concentrated. Yeah, concentrated THC. No, yeah. Well, we're getting in the weeds here. It's literally concentrated THC.
Okay, I just had my first dab from a very unique bong, Roy.
Incorrect.
It looks like a bong, but then there's another attachment on this bong, like a mini bong that gets attached to your main bong. This guy puts in the dab.
Yeah.
And holy shit, Roy, I got lit the fuck up. You want this, Roy. You want the dab. Roy, the dab.
That wasn't your first dab, Dave. I gave you a dab. That's what I'm trying to say. Back in 2000, back in 6 years ago when I first came in. And I had a bubbling sort of contraption, and you got so high on one of my dabs that you were like, you're Mr. Bubbles now because of the bubbling in the bong.
Excellent. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
So there it is.
That's the lineage there. That's my origin story.
I would have never remembered People ask me because I gave Chris Pepper Stanley the Pepper nickname, and someone asked, why? And I go, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
I don't know where Pepper, what kind of drunken LSD fucking adventure.
I know what that is, actually. It was because there was the guy, Taylor Hicks was a America's Got Talent, or no, what are those singing shows? Taylor Hicks was a no, not Taylor. Oh shit.
American Idol.
American Idol had a guy named Hicks. And
Hicks is the name Ron gave him. I gave him Pepper, Stevie.
Because he had his hair was starting to turn a little bit gray at the time, so it was called because he was going Salt and Pepper.
All right, that somewhat makes sense.
Yeah, and then he looked like the guy from American Idol, but that guy didn't have graying hair, so you called him.
Ron was calling him Young Bill Hicks. I thought.
No, it was because he looked. If you look up, I don't know. Bobby can pull up. There was an early American.
I know, but for a while, I'm pretty sure Ron.
What was that guy's name? Because I said the guy's.
Fucking wait. Jesus.
I always knew Pepper dyed his hair.
Ron used to call him Young Pepper Hicks when he began his internship. Are you saying that Hicks had more than one meaning, that there was Young Pepper Hicks and then there was the Taylor Hicks from American Idol? Because this is new to me. The Taylor Hicks tie into Pepper is brand new. I thought Ron called him Hicks because of Young Bill Hicks.
I could have swore if you look at early pictures of Taylor Hicks, he looked kind of like Chris from back. Young Chris Stanley.
Robert, when to settle this controversy, you're going to need to pull a Taylor Hicks picture. And I don't know if you can put it side by side with a Chris Pepper Stanley picture. We should have one since he's done the show twice. But listen, while Robert's doing that, we're going to move on for a second.
That would have been something good, like to put in the prep. When I pull all the pictures ahead of time.
Obviously, impromptu topic.
I'll see what I can do for you, Dave. Telling me
that you can't produce a show impromptu because we're literally just fucking coming up with this topic right now.
We planned this conversation out line by line before the show.
You do know that some things are improv conversations, correct?
Yeah.
Now it gives us
no answer. There's no answer.
I have to mute my mic to set it down to Google stuff. Sorry, Dave. Yes, I know they're improv conversations.
All right. So don't give me the shit. Tell me this before, okay? You motherfucking
motherfucker. And Robert, you should mute your mic and mute your asshole, you smelly bastard. See, I was improvising right there.
You should turn your gain down by 5, like I texted you 5 minutes ago.
So now he's mad. Mad.
Well, but here's the thing. As we learned at Compound Media recently, sometimes people don't check their fucking text messages, when they're on a show.
I don't know what this is way inside and in the weeds, and I don't know what the fuck. So you guys discuss that outside of this. It's the Davey Mac Sports program with Roy Harder. I don't know what the hell's happening. Just let me bring up the topics and then chime in. I think we're gonna have to we're not going to interrogation yet, Stevie. But you're almost getting me. You are almost the quickest to interrogation. You're not out of a cannon. You're presenting all kinds of insane facts. One of them, which the more I think about it, the more I have in my head Ron Bennington calling Chris Pepper Stanley young Bill Hicks. So I don't think there was an American Idol tie-in, but nevertheless, we must move on, Stephen. We must. Roy,
that's great.
I'm fantastic.
I mean, I didn't have as many dabs as Stevie did, but I'm feeling pretty good.
I know. Jesus fucking Christ. I guess those dabs really work. All right, now where's Robert? Because now that we don't know where Robert is, because I actually have a couple things to discuss with Robert. Specifically,
Robert's Googling a picture of young Steve Hicks right now.
Well, it's Taylor Hicks. Don't worry about the picture.
We're 30 seconds away, Dave. I'm here, though, if you need me, buddy.
I was going to say, if anyone wants to just Google image Taylor Hicks.
All right. It looks like the Midnight Rider. Okay. No, you didn't give him the name. The Midnight Rider gave him the name. I'm getting this now off of online. So the Midnight Rider gave him that name. But you were correct. Ron was calling him Bill Hicks Jr.
Thank you. No,
but you were calling him Pepper.
Thank you. I'm really trying to move on. I fucking don't care about Chris Pepper Stanley's fucking nickname origin. We have spent way too much fucking time on it. Let's go to Robert, please.
Stevie's my favorite guest.
Robert, do you? Oh, thank you. Okay, look, Stevie, please. This is the last fucking 10 seconds we spend on it. Okay, there's Taylor Hicks on the left, Chris Pepper Stanley on the right. I mean, I guess, no, actually, I just don't. And then there's Bill Hicks, and that is why he got the Hicks. It had nothing to do with American Idol. It had to do with that guy. Look at the cigarette and the hair and the face. All right, that's it. Let's move on. Robert.
Dave, man.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but a big ruling went down on Friday with the Supreme Court. We're not a political show, so I don't want people to get nervous. We're not going into political territory. Something that popped up, though, is that some companies have decided if women, employees of their companies, need an abortion, they'll provide the money and the finances to get one. And Dick's Sporting Goods is one of the places, and they said that they will give employees $4,000, okay, if they need to go and get an abortion. My point is, Roy Harder, you know where Robert works, don't you?
Yeah, let's
Dick's
start
Sporting Goods.
Let's start knocking people up. Start collecting some money.
What I'm saying is, how can we figure out a way to maybe get Robert some of this $4,000 from Dick's Sporting Goods? Does this mean maybe Robert should impregnate a woman and then have her need to get an abortion, and Robert still gets his 4Gs? I'm putting it to you guys. Is this something that we should consider? Because when I saw that, I go, well, that's a way to solve some of Robert's financial issues right there. $4,000 could be in his pocket tomorrow.
I was going to say, it's funny, Dave, because when I'm at Dick's, I often think, boy, I wish my mom had gotten an abortion.
He doesn't. They're always yelling, clean up the footballs, Robert. Robert, clean up the footballs on aisle 17. Hey, Robert, go to the basketball pump section and pump up some fucking basketballs, you little small gizzo.
Yeah, I got some balls here you can pump up.
Hey, don't talk to me. I'm your foreman. I'm the president of Dick's Sporting Goods. Hey, Robert.
Hey, Roy, did you know the foreman's gay? That's why he's always asking for me.
Hey! Hey! Just because I suck dick on fucking Fridays doesn't mean I'm gay. I do it with all my football buddies. We all do it on Friday.
Hey, Stevie,
it's
did you hear the foreman's the captain of Pride now? Because he's out there sucking dick on the weekend?
I had no plans on Sunday. They gave me a rainbow flag and a baton and some pink underwear. I said, sounds like fun. I'm the foreman of Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, Robert, get back to work. Go clean up the fucking tennis balls. The foreman. The Dick's Sporting Goods foreman.
So, Robert,
don't fuck with me.
So, Robert, what's to stop you from going to your manager and be like, "Hey, listen, I need $4,000 for an abortion. I just knocked up my girlfriend."
This is what I'm saying.
Right, exactly. What's Flutzy up to? Maybe she can act.
Yeah, I mean, you cut him in for what? 10%. You give her 200. Give her 20%.
Hey, Flutzy, you want to make a quick
that's
50
actually
bucks?
a great idea. You and Flutzy shake hands and say you'll split the $4,000. You know she would do it. All it would have to take is you and Flutzy having one nice night of romance, and then the two of you get fucking free rent for a god. This is a winning plan.
Why do you even have to get her pregnant? You could just say she's pregnant.
Yeah,
right?
that's the plan I was going to go with, because Flutzy once said, and I quote, "Not even for $1 million."
Or in your case, you just tell her, why would I even bother putting in the effort?
Yeah.
Tell her $2,000 could come her way. What if? All right, how about this? What if we take Robert's cum and we inject Flutzy with it, so she doesn't, have to have sex with Robert?
But
Could we do that? But still, she gets pregnant. Because Robert, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to show a pregnancy test to Dick's Sporting
But it's like Scarface, Dave. Her womb is polluted.
Well, they do that to cows too, right? They fucking.
They do. We gotta do that. We gotta get her the cow treatment.
We can get her to body paint herself as a cow, and then we can do the artificial insemination. It's perfect.
Oh fuck! Paint her like a cow. She does love the body paint. That fucking bitch. Yep. I don't know why she's been doing the body paint theme for 5 goddamn years. If you haven't become a body paint superstar at this point, where you're the #1 fucking body paint model, like the woman who posed for the Statue of Liberty or Mona Lisa, if you're not Miss fucking Body Paint USA, seriously, give it up already. Stevie.
Yeah, Dave, I know she's utterly the worst.
Under Roy, there was the cow. I loved it, Stevie. 5 points. Yeah. 5 points for you, 5 points for Robert, 5 points for Roy, 6 points for me.
Yeah, right. Move over, Jimmy Fallon. I'm a comedian.
Hey, Flutzy, got jizz? Yeah, no, jizz. And we'll give her a mustache. Robert's cum on her fucking lip. By the way, I tried to book her for the next couple weeks, and she said she couldn't do it. So now my fucking anti-Flutzy thing. I mean, bad timing, Flutzy. Bad timing with this impromptu conversation. Now listen.
Wait, am I supposed to find pictures of that too, Dave?
No. The only pictures I wanted were included in the show prep, but every once in a while, a topic pops up. And it would be nice, to maybe have
I apologize, Dave. You're just normally so well prepped and well versed and ready to go that I was caught off guard. That's all.
I didn't think Taylor Hicks was going to be brought up tonight. I didn't think 2005 American Idol second place or first. Did that guy? He probably won, I think.
I mean, listen, that was when you guys were at Sirius XM, though. There was something there.
You're right. You're right.
And I'm sorry, I didn't have it right. I admit I was wrong there. I admit I was wrong.
That may have been the first season I actually watched American Idol. I watched because of the Ron and Fez show. I would not have watched that show or Big Brother if I hadn't needed to or wanted to participate in the Ron and Fez discussion. So once I wanted to participate,
I was good friends with Hicks back then.
Which one?
Pepper. we both were like over up at SUNY Purchase back when he was still interning for you guys. I remember that whole scenario. He was really excited about having an opportunity with Ron and Fez. So
absolutely,
it's pretty funny. Right. Me and him had a little history, but we'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, maybe we'll get into it later.
Jesus.
Real quick, I would like to go into interrogation. Not quite yet. I have to get this out. I have to get this off my chest. I know I've discussed this before. This might become a weekly thing, so I'll try to keep it brief. I just watched the College World Series on fucking ESPN. Okay, Ole Miss.
What sport?
By the way, what?
Baseball.
What sport?
Baseball. World Series. College World Series. Yeah, baseball. Baseball for college.
It wasn't poker, Roy. That's the only other.
Only other one. And Ole Miss, congratulations. Ole Miss came out of nowhere to win the College World Series. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it, mainly because, and I know this is going to sound like crazy to some people, but there was no K-Zone on screen, live action, when I'm trying to watch the game. And I realized how much fucking better it is with no K-Zone. Yeah. And I know I've discussed this before, but I must reiterate. Watching the College World Series on Sunday with no K-Zone was refreshing as fuck. All the K-Zone does, and every Major League Baseball channel or any channel that shows MLB games does this. Except for Apple, I think. The Apple streaming service is the only one that does it. Everyone does. They all show the K-Zone, and all the K-Zone highlights is how shitty umpires are. All the K-Zone does is show you how many incorrect calls they get every fucking game. And again, I know I've said this, so I'll just say it and then move on. Either you have the K-Zone, you show television audiences the K-Zone, and then you make that the umpire. You simply make that the decider of what a ball and strike is. Or if you're going to go with human being home plate umpires, then get rid of the K-Zone on television.
Yeah.
You can't have both. Either no K zone because the umpire's making shitty ass fucking calls, or we have the K zone and now you can see what a ball and strike is. So let's just let the fucking computer call the ball and strike. It's very simple. Baseball needs to do this now. It's very frustrating watching a 3.5-hour fucking baseball game every goddamn night with the Yankees and watching 20 incorrect calls. Yeah. It's awful.
I personally like the human error aspect of the game. I think
then don't
it allows for gamesmanship in the game. That's why, there's makeup calls. Managers can kind of really change the tone of the game, of their team, of the season, depending on how they argue with an umpire. So if you take out that ability to say, "Oh, well, that guy isn't wrong. There's no guy there anymore. It's a robot." Go smash a computer with a bat. You know what I mean? Instead of getting to have that confrontation. I don't know, Dave. That's one thing I just want to bring up. I'm sorry if I'm disagreeing with you here.
No. This is a debate show. This is what we're here for.
I also have to say I used to be an umpire when I was a lot younger, so I do kind of side a little bit because I know it's a tough job. And also, you know what?
I know it's a tough job,
sometimes there's got to be makeup, you can call a strike sometimes in a certain situation that's just off the plate where it's deserved, I feel. And if that gets taken away from the game, it's just going to take another element.
No call off the plate.
I feel
hold on. Time out. Just let me pipe in when you have a point. No, but I mean, when the ball's off the plate, Stevie, it's not a strike. The strike is a ball that goes over home plate. Secondly, I'm not even talking about eliminating the home plate umpire. I would actually be adding jobs. Every crew would have a fifth umpire. The fifth umpire would go up in the press box, watch the K zone, and then with a little fucking speaker, it's a ball or strike. Okay. Meanwhile, the home plate umpire still play. And by the way, we rotate. So it's not like, only one guy does this. And the home plate umpire is still in charge of what? Box, bunt,
the out at home. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of responsibilities. The ball strike responsibility for the home plate umpire has gotten too difficult.
If you're going to orchestrate this Cyrano de Bergerac situation where he's got an earpiece and he's getting fed the info and he's still calling the strike, if you're willing to orchestrate that scenario, then I'll play with that. Okay, that's fine.
No, we're going to be on the up and up. Where Cyrano de Bergerac hid that. Plus, I prefer the much better YouTube video, Davey Mack and Pepper de Bergerac, the satire with yourself and man, Pepper getting all kinds of shout-outs.
I didn't say shit there.
No, but listen, here's my thing, Stevie. They're already allowing technology like that. The catcher now taps his knee, and the pitcher has a speaker in his hat.
Right.
It says curveball, fastball, or slider.
That's weird shit. Yeah.
They're already doing it. Yeah. So in other words, why can't then we have the same technology being used in the press box?
Right.
And B, I'm adding jobs.
That's a good point. No, that's a valid point.
Umpires should like me. Their crews will go from 4 guys to 5 guys.
That's a nice job.
Added a fucking 50 to 100 umpires across the league.
That's a good job, Doug. You bring up a good point, Doug.
I mean, Roy Harder.
Yeah. David, I believe you're actually onto something because I believe that baseball is, in fact, in need of a dire kick in the ass, some rule changes. I've got a few of my own.
Oh, this is good.
Oh.
For one, I believe that gloves or mitts should be banned. It should not be a player should not be allowed to use any type of external.
Wait, hold on.
What about the catcher, Roy? The catcher can't have 100-mile-per-hour fastball.
No catchers.
How is he going to do that?
Only the catcher, but all the other players, no gloves allowed, including the pitcher.
What about the first baseman? Did they have to field throws from the infielder?
No,
some of these guys.
The game is too slow. When you remove the gloves, the game will be intense. It'll be fast. People will be breaking fingers. It's going to be like a real game.
Yeah.
All right.
It's called cricket, Roy. That's called cricket. Jesus Christ,
game.
Man.
No, the game is maiming. The game is crippled fingers.
Yeah, well, that's one of my ideas. I think segregation of like sexes should be brought back into baseball. No more men playing with women. It should be men against men.
Wait, you want? Okay, well. First of all, that happens in Major League Baseball. You only see men playing men, so there is. You might be thinking of softball leagues, but in Major League Baseball,
yes, that's it. Softball leagues, those with the bigger balls. None of this. We need to resegregate the game. It's not fair.
well, you're not saying whites and blacks with resegregate.
No, I mean men versus men.
It's
Women
men
versus
versus men in Major League Baseball. What's your next one? What's your
I
next
think you
one?
should
This
be
is
allowed
too
to
crazy
cry.
even for me.
Well, my last one was the 3-second rule. The minute the pitcher has the ball, he's got 3 seconds to re-release it out of his fingers back over the plate. 3 seconds. That's
All right. So by the way, they are actually, believe it or not, that third one, they're legitimately entertaining in the minor leagues, but they're going with, I think, either 15 or 18-second pitch clock rather than 3.
Start.
3's a little quick, Roy. How's the guy going to get the signs from the catcher?
Well, he's got an electronic device on his fucking head. How long does that take to transmit? I mean, come on.
All right. Some of those ideas
I know.
were strange.
They're unorthodox, but whatever. Sometimes you got to think out of
Very.
the box or out
Well,
of
I
the
mean, because
diamond, as I
there's
like to
already
say.
only men playing in Major League Baseball. I hope you're aware of that. No women play in the MLB. Just so you know.
I thought they were starting to transvestite some of the players or whatnot.
No.
Whoa.
No, that's not happening.
It's
You
also
thought
not a
very
verb.
wrong. I'm not
No.
sure how you thought
Like
that.
I said, I don't really follow it. It's just some ideas.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so like you're following something like a psychedelic, acid-inspired hallucination. That's what you're following. You're following something fucking bizarre, like some sort of Jim Morrison trip to the desert where you hallucinated all of these things. You apparently hallucinated like a mirage women playing Major League Baseball. There are no women as of now on any Major League Baseball rosters. I hate to tell you that.
I mean, that's a problem in its own, but I'm not going to get into that.
You just said. Let's move on.
Dave, those umps didn't need a K zone to look like idiots, though. Did you see that runner interference call at first base
No.
against Oklahoma? Like every other game, there was some runner interference, batter interference call that was a pivotal game-changing play. Like they really just need to take a look at the rules and rewrite them to make it make sense more.
Right, you're talking about the college game?
Yeah, specifically that game.
Okay, no, I know what you're saying. It's just that K zone really bothers. Why it's frustrating is because I watch like a lot of Yankee games, and when you're there watching 3 to 3.5 to 4 hours of baseball every night, seriously, that K zone it's very frustrating to watch the game because all you're doing is watching incorrect calls. It's actually. It makes the viewing experience legitimately shitty. Like, you're more frustrated with everything going on rather than just enjoying the baseball game. It's a serious problem that they're not fucking they're just burying their goddamn heads in the sand with this.
Mm-hmm. Dave, you're old. Dave, you remember back in the day, you used to not even have the score on the screen when you were watching a game back in the day. Well, you'd have to wait until like the end of the inning until you found out what the score was.
Things were simple back then.
And then what about it reminds me too, it's something I never liked was in which they took away. So maybe you're onto something. Maybe they can take this away eventually, new technology. You remember in the NHL when they had the puck, the glowing puck on the air,
Yes. Remember very well.
Kind of reminds me similar.
Yep.
And I feel like that's also just like the K zone. It's placating. MLB is trying to speak to the video game generation because I don't remember any K zone really until like the video games started actually using it first, So I feel like it's just another way that they're trying to reach the kids, kind of like the way that they're going to all the different streaming services now, like that's
just a pure money grab. That's just a pure money grab.
That's all I'll say
got
about
nothing to do about kids. That's just pure greed right there. That Commissioner Rob Manfred not understanding that baseball is losing in popularity, not gaining in popularity. And when you do something to have the games on less mainstream networks, you're hurting the game's popularity. And fucking more people have motherfucking ESPN or their local channel than they do fucking Peacock streaming service. And that's just the way it is. But listen, enough about me. It's time to get to know Stevie Lewis.
Oh, God.
Stephen Lewis.
All right.
This is a very intense segment that we call interrogation, and it's a way we get to No people.
Yeah, you guys interrogated me last time too. I'm excited to have a second round of interrogation.
You're going to be interrogated again.
Yeah, I know. This is.
First of all, name, location. When's the last time you shit your pants?
My name is Stephen Lewis. I'm currently located in Brooklyn, New York. And last time I shit my pants was, I think it was a couple of months ago. It was one of those situations where a fart turned into a shit.
Now, I would judge, but I had to throw out a pair of gray gym shorts last Sunday. I got all ready to take a nice fart. I was like, this is going to be the fart of farts. And I swear to God, Roy, I shit those shorts so fucking hard. They went from gray to brown. I was so disgusted. I immediately put them in a Ziploc bag like I'm some fucking, FEMA person and threw them, not even in my own garbage can. Went out of my apartment down to the parking lot where we have the big dumpster and threw them in there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I thought it was a fart, Roy.
Yeah. So some homeless guy's wearing your fucking shorts now.
Oh, and his poop then. That means, Roy. His poop also.
Oh, my God.
And I got a real quick tip. If you do shart and you're in the bathroom, if you're at your home, you can just take the drawers off and throw them in the bathtub and then get some of the hand soap from the bathroom and just make a little river washing situation like the Incas used to.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Now, Stevie, if you had to, in order to cure cancer, strangle a baby, would you?
With my hands?
Yes, with your hands.
Can I use a rope?
No. Bare hands, this thing. It's a nice baby. It's a beautiful baby.
Could I come at the baby from behind so I don't have to look at its face?
Yes.
If I don't have to look at its face as I strangle the life out of it?
Yes. Hold on, hold on. This just in. The baby's blind. So now
Could I punt the baby?
That's weird, Roy.
That's very weird.
I mean,
Babies?
usually during interrogation, someone says, I would never kill the baby. They don't voluntarily say, could I punt it, David?
Yeah.
Usually they try to deny any crimes in interrogation and stay away from any possible future crimes in interrogation. Stevie embraces his criminal past.
The last guy who embraced it was Big A. To show you the company you're in.
Stevie, you could get perfect health. Perfect health. Nothing, not even a slight cold for the next 10 years. All you got to do is eat a small bowl of jizz soup. Small bowl, Steven. Like at a Chinese restaurant. They have a wonton. That kind of tiny bowl.
See, I would kill a baby. I would kill a baby, but I would not eat a bowl of jizz soup.
I would. For 10 years, a whole decade, your health is going to be perfect. You'll never be sick.
I can't. I'm just.
Wow. I would definitely do it.
I would. I'm fucking getting. I couldn't get it down.
I would. I'd do it. I'd do it anything I can. Maybe I get some bread and dunk it in the jizz.
Like Joey Chestnut, he's dunking his jizz in the water and just slamming it down.
With the buns, yeah. Would you? All right. Here's what I want you to do. Rank the order. You have to throw the following 3 people into a volcano. You're sick and tired of their shit.
Okay.
Or maybe not. Maybe this is just like a sacrifice to like the volcano gods.
Okay.
Nevertheless, you have to throw the following 3 people in. What order do you do it in? Big A, Bobo, and Robert.
Okay. That's pretty easy. I got to go Bobo first because he wouldn't stop talking my ear off, so I have a great opportunity to just end that situation. And then I'd have to go Big A second because I would need Robert's help to throw Big A into the volcano. I would bribe Robert with marijuana to help me do that, and then when I got him high, I'd kick his ass in third. So
okay. I think I would have a similar. I think I would have a similar order, actually. I don't know, Roy. What would your order be?
Also, wait, can I say first would be Flutzy? I would go find Flutzy and just throw her into a fucking volcano just first.
Listen, if you could find Flutzy and throw her in, you probably don't need to throw in the other three because you just throw in a whore. And the volcano gods are always satisfied when you throw in a sexually promiscuous woman.
I thought it was a virgin, David. I thought.
A virgin? Oh, it's just the opposite.
Yeah, I get no credit. I get no credit for Flutzy at all.
Yeah, no, you're gonna anger the gods in that case.
Yeah, I think you start the apocalypse.
Okay, I got confused. I thought sexually promiscuous women were liked by the volcano gods, but no. Okay, now you.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you interrogate a psychedelic samurai. You know, so.
Stevie.
That's intern Rob, Dave. Intern Rob's the one who's attracted to sexually promiscuous women.
Stevie?
Yes, David.
Would you let a Russian fart in your mouth for 20 minutes straight if it meant Putin would be dead by the end of the year?
I got to go with no because I feel like Putin's on his way out anyway. From what I hear, he's not doing so well. And also, to be honest, man, I try to stay out of politics as much as possible. So, you know, like I don't even know what's going on over there on that side of the world. I know like everything doesn't seem to really be adding up if you kind of like look at things a little closer. You know, some things don't pass the sniff test to me personally. So I don't know what the fuck was going on over there, and I'd rather just stay out of it. So Putin bad, Ukraine good. I understand that concept, but I'm not trying to like, you know, ingrate myself in that sort of, you know.
Okay, next question is, who's the least trustworthy person you know? This is interrogation. You're not allowed to lie.
Oh.
Don't you dare lie. We want to answer.
Mike Figs.
Whoa.
Wow, an actual name.
A name?
Yeah, Mike Figs.
I remember. I know.
He's a New York comedian. I thought all New York comedians got along. Well, except for the two guys who punch each other all the time at Jack Sullivan's. But don't most New York comedians get along?
No way. It's like the island of misfit toys, Dave. You know, we're a bunch of fucking psychopaths.
I thought.
I saw Mike posting some really silly shit this week in response to that incident. You know, we're also aware of that. Was really duplicitous of him. I know Robert's got his own opinions on this matter, so I felt like I was kind of just throwing Robert a bone on that one.
I don't think two people threw punches. I don't think they punched each other. I think one person got sucker punched. If I have to be honest,
I don't know all the details. I'm a fucking interrogator.
One person thought they were going to embrace for a hug, and the other one was throwing a cool cock fist, giving him the old Dixon, if you will.
Now, next question, Stevie.
Yes.
Would you get your penis tattooed for $10,000?
Yes, no question, without a doubt, without a second.
See, that's interesting. I would actually have more of an issue with that than the Russian farting in my mouth for 20 minutes.
Yeah, big time.
Like
I get an East Side Dave tattoo on my penis for fucking $10,000.
You're okay with a needle in the penis and the pain. Boy, see, that would not be. I would.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm nodding like an idiot here. Yes, I'm fine with the needle and the pain. You know?
Wow. Stevie, if we had to get rid of the world, okay, a group of people following groups of people, we have to exterminate them.
God.
Round them up and kill them.
Oh, Jesus.
Is this a trick question, David?
No, it's not.
Sounds like it, Roy.
Little people, overly tall people, obese people, overly thin people. Those are your four groups. And we would have to get rid of one of those groups. We're sorry, the human population has gotten too big. So one of your groups has to go. We're sorry. We need to do this to save the rest of the human population. Little people, overly tall, obese, overly thin.
This is a fucking...
I know.
I guess since I'm overly tall and I'm also overly thin, I got to knock those two out, you know? So now it's down to the shorties or the fatties.
Yeah.
And I feel like the shorties will be more helpful to me in the long run because they're like they can like pick vegetables. So I want those short little hobbits to help me out in that.
So obese people are gone.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Big
Andrew Gold.
The only thing that was holding me back this whole time was Big A was in my head.
No, by the way, Big A's lost a lot of weight. I'm not sure if he qualifies as obese. And I think he's safe.
Well, then you know what? Yeah, because if he's overly thin, then he's good. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Again, it has to be obese. I was thinking like Preston Lacey types from Jackass. You know, like the real, the good old-fashioned obese type folks.
The medical term for Big A is clinically obese.
There you go.
He is clinically obese?
Yes, because he only presents that way, like because of his BMI. Like if you looked at him physically, you wouldn't go, "Oh, he's obese," but because of his height and weight proportions, he might still qualify.
Oh wow!
It was a compliment to him.
Can I say he's a gentleman and a darling and such a good soul, and I love Andrew Gold more than anything else in the world. I just want to make sure that we get that out there.
We love Andrew Gold.
We take shots at him because he's our best friend, and he can
I'm not
he can take
taking
it.
A shot at him. I'm the one who's saying I'm not sure he qualifies as obese. I don't think he does. That was you, Stevie.
Yeah, that was me. So that's
Stevie. Would you breastfeed a cat?
Why are you laughing?
What the?
If you had the ability, we were able to get your breasts to lactate, and if you breastfed a cat, by the end of the cat's life, and you can't kill the cat, but by the end of the cat's life, we'll give you $100,000. But you have to breastfeed the cat every day for however long the cat is alive.
Dave, it's incredible that you say that. I already breastfeed kittens, so I have no problem whatsoever with that.
Beautiful. And that ends interrogation.
Oh boy, holy shit! I don't like that. Yeah,
that's some pressure, huh, Stevie?
That's tough, Roy.
Wow.
Roy, how are you?
Fantastic, David. Had a great weekend. Had a graduation party for my daughter. She just graduated high school.
Whoa!
Yeah, one getting ready with one out the door, one more to go. But I'm doing pretty good, David.
Excellent, right. Did you see the little girl got cheered by the Yankee bleacher creatures for flipping a bottle over successfully?
I missed that, but that makes perfect sense because
it's a fun little heartwarming video. It's a nice little fun.
You guys got it? Can we see it? Because I didn't see it.
I think we got it somewhere.
I bet you she didn't have any mitts on.
But basically, she's in the bleachers, and I tell you, the Yankees, it was a rough weekend. Well, okay, they won Thursday and they won Sunday via Aaron Judge walk-off home runs, which is great. But they get no hit on Saturday, and then they're getting no hit through the first 6 innings on Sunday. They went 15 straight innings with getting no hit by the Houston Astros. Don't know what was going on, but that's why probably the bleacher creatures are watching this little girl flip her water bottle rather than the game. Is my point. Robert, did you get that video of that?
Dave, real quick, while he's maybe pulling that up, I got to give a shout out to Section 203. I actually know a bunch of those guys, hardcore bleacher creatures. Like my buddies, the Sancho brothers, and Patches is another good buddy of mine.
All right,
so,
here's the girl.
All right.
Now let's do it again, Robert. Look at the fans behind her. Watch that crowd. I mean, it's like straight out of a movie. I mean, that's a huge amount of people. Look. She did 2 unsuccessful attempts. And then here's the third one. Watch.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's
to show you how boring the goddamn game is.
Well, that's my point. Get the calls right, and people will be interested in watching the fucking game.
It was the 9th inning.
Around with the calls, and people's interest wanes, and they're watching the bottle flip thing.
It was the 9th inning with a runner on second. Dave.
Oh, it was?
While this happened, yeah, it was the 9th inning. in a 1-run game with a runner on second.
That makes it even greater.
Yeah.
This little girl stole Yankee Stadium's heart. I don't know how that's possible, but that's an amazing. I mean, again, that to me almost looks like something out of a movie. That is fantastic shit. So, Robert, there's something you should know. Bryce Harper's out with a thumb injury.
Oof.
I know you're the biggest Philadelphia Phillies fan on the entire planet. The guy, Blake Snell, threw a 97-mile-per-hour fastball that looked like it was going to hit him in the head. As he got out, he had his head that way and his hand here, and it hit his thumb. Broken. 97 at the head.
Well, I wish it would have hit him. Maybe knock some sense into him.
I'm
not a big Bryce Harper fan at all. I think
why not? The hair?
He's the LeBron James of baseball. It's always got to be about him. He's got to be the star at any minute. He is a cancer to a locker room. Like, he's not going to bring a team together. He's going to tear them apart. He's done it everywhere he's gone. Nothing made me happier than when the Nationals won a World Series after he signed with their rivals, because it was, like, good. They deserve that.
He did.
And last time I checked, the thumb's a hell of a long way from the heart. You know, Paul O'Neill would be out there playing left field or right field with fucking stitches in his stomach, diving, screaming in pain. Bryce Harper's got a boo-boo on his thumb, can't swing a bat. Get over it, you overpaid pussy.
Wow. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Robert on a rant.
Stevie, you love comedy, right? If you had laryngitis, if you were hungover, if you had COVID, and you had a big opportunity, you would find a way to perform through it. You wouldn't be like, you know what? I'm going to sit this one out. You know what I mean? It's just like, I think a lot of these guys lose a love of the game.
Yeah, if he broke his thumb with a fastball to the face, I don't feel like that's... You seriously have some weird issue with Bryce Harper, bud. You seem to love Paul O'Neill, because I feel like you always mention Paul O'Neill. But
and
you don't like Bryce, I guess. That's
Bernie
bad,
Williams would have switch hit and had the other thumb up top and would have been fine. He would have played the rest of the game.
All right. I'm loving all the Yankee shout-outs. I mean, that's fantastic for the
Chuck
Dave
Knobloch would have gotten the yips and kept overthrowing first base.
Chuck Knobloch. Okay, but Robert, you're naming all 98 Yankees. Do you have the 98 roster up on your computer?
No, but I am just a big fan. That was when I quit watching baseball. After that team broke up, it stopped being fun.
That was a lot of, was a very specific year when you went from O'Neill to Bernie to Knobloch, of all people.
Yeah.
Now, if Robert throws in the fucking Shane Spencer, then we got something.
Dave, I was more of a Randy Velarde and Steve Sachs guy, personally. You know what I mean?
I'm more of a Mookie Wilson kind of guy.
How about this? Robert brought up Knobloch, who got the yips, but everyone forgets that Steve Sachs came from the LA Dodgers, was an all-star second baseman, and when he got to the Yankees, he too developed the yips in the late 80s. And so it's weird that the Yankees have had two second basemen in Sachs and Knobloch, who both just somehow fucking forgot how to throw the ball to first base.
Not the worst thing you can develop as a baseball player, though, right, Dave? Just ask Lou Gehrig.
Didn't Knobloch hit somebody in the stands? Someone famous at one point? Like, he fucking pelted somebody in the nuts who was watching a game on the fucking home field side.
I don't recall that, Steven.
All right, I got enough bullshit stories out of me for the day.
All right, I like when we break stories on the Davey Mac Sports program and immediately rescind them, because we know we're bullshitting 100% of the time. Listen, I will tell everyone, if you're watching and or listening to the Davey Mac Sports program for sports exclusives, you're making a big mistake. You're going to get no exclusive unless they're for Billy Mitchell. And then you'll get some exclusive. You'll get Billy Mitchell, Chris Pepper Stanley exclusives. That's about it.
If you, however, want to reminisce about the 98 Yankees, you have found the right podcast.
I love the 98 Yankees.
You're like the Jorge Posada cleaning up that mess, Dave.
Posada and Girardi was still on the team, so they were splitting catching duty. Let's see. Let's go around the horn. You had Tino at first, Knobloch at second, Jeter at short, Scotty B, Scott Brocious at third, O'Neill in right, Bernie in center, and then left they would alternate. They had a Shane Spencer when he got called in. Don't forget Chad Curtis was a Yankee left fielder, but then he turned out to be...
Whatever happened to him?
I think he had like a sex scandal, right?
He became a gym teacher and like raped a bunch of young girls.
Oh
So.
my God!
We call that
Now
the
think
Sandusky
about this
in
for a second.
Pennsylvania.
Chad Curtis was not liked by the Yankees in the 90s. You know why? Because Chad Curtis had a Bible study after the fucking game and shit, and would like pressure the Yankees like Derek Jeter and shit. He would try to pressure these guys into attending his fucking Bible reading when Jeter's just fucking beating the Red Sox 12-3, wants to get hammered and have a three-way with a couple of supermodels, and he's got Chad Curtis trying to read fucking John 3:16 in his goddamn. Now, how ironic is it that Chad Curtis then, the fucking Mr. God, turns out to be the guy fucking teenagers as a gym coach? It's always that. That's always the scenario, isn't it?
Yes,
it's always the scenario.
Tino was always my grandpa's favorite player. He would drink his red wine and just sit there and go, Bob, I'll tell you what, I like that Martinez fella.
Tino?
It's
Yeah.
Dino. I think Bobby said Dino.
He liked Tino Martinez?
Yeah.
Robert?
Yeah. That was
That's
his favorite player. He would just sit there. I
What
think
do
he
you
might
think
have had a
that was
little
all about?
crush. You know how Italian men tend to go skew a little as they get older? I think he had a crush on him. He was like, he can really hit that ball, Bob. Tell you what, I like that Martinez fella.
He was a handsome guy.
Sitting his red wine.
You know, the funny thing about Robert is his impression, I feel like, is very accurate to Italians across the board. Why are they always going, what is that? Because in the fucking Godfather, they do that left and right.
So
it's like,
right.
I want to make sure my brother's not coming out the bathroom with his dick in his hands.
In my
Like, they're always doing that. Is that the food, Robert? Is that the wine?
in my grandfather's experience, we found out once he started calling me my dad's cousin's name and he started not remembering who we were, that the wine he was making was actually more along the lines of moonshine. So it was always super dry and on his tongue, and he was just trying to get some saliva going.
I swear to God, I know at least 3 Italian guys who I'm friends with who do that.
Yeah, it's always that dry Merlot.
My fucking friend Frank, who's Italian, likes to get huge big gulp cups. He puts in ice, and then he puts a shitload of Coca-Cola and red wine. And all he does is fucking, Coke and red wine on ice, and all he does is drink it during fucking Yankee games when we're watching it, and all he does is this. This is all I hear. So the Robert thing is accurate. That's a weird fuck. It's the truth.
And they always cross their legs just a little too much, Dave. You ever notice that? They're just a little too crossed. You go, that's a little too much. You've crossed the line.
Yeah, if you're too crossed, it's too womanly.
Yeah, and they're almost like swinging the leg like a hot secretary would to try to seduce you in a 60s noir film.
That's true, too. Because if you watch Godfather Part 2, Hyman Roth had a very dainty way of fucking sitting.
I'm starting to think maybe my grandfather wasn't really that Italian. He just watched the Godfather movies and imitated them.
Yeah, Robert's grandfather is a Jew who watched too many Godfather movies.
He did run tickets for the mafia back in the day.
Yeah.
Run the numbers, you mean?
My grandfather had something to do with the
Exactly,
numbers,
boy.
too, but that was kept kind of quiet. See, my grandfather came from the Bronx and was born in 1903, and he, too, did some things, and, yeah, there were some numbers or some bets he had to collect. He did some things, but then they said that was just in his 20s. By the time he was in his 30s, he worked as a stagehand on Broadway.
One time, Rob Sr. got a little too drunk on a way to a First Communion, and we heard about the other side of the family we'd never heard about, Dave. Just things like, stay away from Uncle Shithead. He threw somebody down the stairs once. Now, I'm not saying the guy didn't deserve it, but he's been in prison for a while. If he gets out, he might come looking for you. And you're like, what are you talking about, Grandpa? My dad's like, just don't worry about it, Bob. And you're like,
Stay
9
away
years old.
from your uncle, Vinny Genovese.
Stay
Robert.
away from Uncle Shithead.
Stay away from Uncle Joe Colombo. That guy, wow. We're about to wrap it up.
Whoa, that was a quick one.
Well, we got a couple more things. First of all, I do want to say this upcoming week will be July 4th. So more than likely, I should just say no Davey Max Sports program, but there was, believe it or not, talk from Roy and Robert that they might actually be able to record a show on Sunday. I might not be able to, though. I might actually have kids and the family and so we're just going to see. All right.
So Roy and Rob break down the highlight top 10 of the year.
So we will just see. So either we're going to be back this week or we'll be back on July 12th. Stevie, you have a huge new project that you're about to launch.
Yeah, we got a new podcast that I'm working on, a pilot for called Blunt Smoker Video. Wow, what a podcast. Blunt Smoker Video. It's a podcast where me and some movie buddies from Trauma watch a film high out of our minds on a marijuana blunt, and we comment on it. So
beautiful. Bro.
Yeah, we should be having that out very soon, so please stay tuned. And then also I have a show at Brooklyn Comedy Club July 10th, 6 p.m. So if anybody out there in the tri-state area is looking for a really fun comedy show, Robert was ridiculously funny on my last one, the first show that I had over there, and we did so well. They're inviting me back. So this is called Stevie Lou's Working Man's Comedy at Brooklyn Comedy Club, July 10th, 6 p.m. I'll be having a ticket.
What's really cool about this show is it's comedians who you wouldn't normally see at this club. Like I hung out with the people who were there before on the first show, and very few of them regularly work that club. So like if you want a new experience, see some guys you can't see every night of the week. And as opposed to a lot of the shows you see there, Stevie Lou packed the room. So you're going to be part of a great audience. You're going to have a good time. You're not going to be awkward and be the only person sitting in the front row. You put on a hell of a show, Stevie. All the comedians, it was like, oh, shoot, who's going to follow that guy? Oh, shoot, how are we going to follow this? And it just escalated up to Ray DeVito at the end, man. It was really impressive what you did.
So when's the date?
Okay, so I mean, Bobby's,
Club, July 10th?
Like I said, I live in Brooklyn, so I actually live in that neighborhood, so that's why I was able to get to a lot of support. Yeah, that's July 10th, 6 p.m. at Brooklyn Comedy Club, and like I said, I'll be posting a link very shortly. I'm just waiting for the website to go up live. But it's a $15 show, and honestly, also Brooklyn Comedy Club is awesome. They put on the website that it's a 2-drink minimum, but they do not require a 2-drink minimum. You can come and see the show if you want and not have to buy. You don't have to feel forced to buy a drink. But if you do want to drink, they do have good priced and good drinks there. We all got high and drunk after the show, to be brutally honest. So thank you for the shout out, guys.
Sounds good. Roy Harder?
I got nothing to plug, David. I'm just doing my thing, baby.
I have to plug Coke Logic. He just gave us a brand new updated, as you're seeing right there.
I see that. I see it over there. Yeah.
Yeah, right there on the screen. Coke Logic last week, and I still want to give thanks to Lewis from Seattle for the artwork he did last week, and we put it up there. And now we've got the brand new, that was Lewis's artwork he did. And Coke Logic, we're doing his artwork, and maybe we'll alternate him and rotate him and stuff. But got to go with the Coke Logic for now, because I've gone with Coke Logic graphics my entire career. It's kind of crazy. But I got to thank Lewis and his buddy from Seattle. And Coke Logic is always the best. And that'll do it. So stay tuned for, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Eastside Dave. You'll know next week. You might get a surprise show. How about that? If not, we'll be back in 2 weeks, ready to rock and roll. The Davey Mac Sports Program. Oh, wait a second. I forgot to mention one other thing. Guess who got followed today by a mega star? Me, Davey Mac, got followed by John Cena, motherfucker.
Whoa!
WWE legend. On the night, by the way, because we record these on Monday nights. On the night, Monday Night Raw at 8 p.m. They're literally celebrating John Cena's 20th anniversary. 20 years of John Cena in the WWE. They're celebrating that tonight, and he takes the time to know Davey Mack is the sports master. I better follow his ass. So last week it was Chris Mad Dog Russo. This week it's John Cena. Who's on fire? The Davey Mack Sports Program is on fire. And with that, we're going to say goodnight. Stevie Lou, you're the best. Thanks for coming. Robert, you're the best. Thank you as always. Roy Harder, you're the best. Thank you. I'll be Side Dave. Good night, everybody.